Yesterday's Niue Legislative Assembly meeting caused a bit of a stir between the ranks, going through reports and motions introduced into the House. The commotion started with the Public Works Departmental report for 2011 to 2012 regarding resources, infrastructural work, more so with the roads, and many more projects undergoing at present and those that are in the pipelines for implementation. Minister for Public Works said the concerns shown by the members are being addressed by the department and much of the work is hampered because of finances. Questions of how many project managers employed by the government was also a hot topic without an actual confirmation. Discussions on transformation and government businesses also brought much debate, but the part that brought a reaction from members of the House and the public is the motion introduced by Common Law member Honourable Crossley Tatui for the government to provide tax exemptions on building materials and equipment for Niuean families and individuals who decide to return and renovate their homes. Some members of the House that supported MP Tatui said they supported the motion, but the focus should prioritise those living in Niue. The same sentiments is also echoed by members of the public we spoke to. Some said they support the motion also, but government need to do more in reducing the duties on goods before they can look at making exceptions for others outside. Honourable Tatui said the reason behind his submission is to encourage an expansion of an area that is declining, and that is the population. He said the priorities must and will always be first with the locals on the island, but there needs to be more encouragement also for Niueans overseas to return and help develop Niue. MP Tatui said it feels unbalanced when developments and infrastructures are moving at great speed, but the population continued to decline, especially in communities where most of the old folks' numbers continue to fall. Niue Health and the Education Department are taking a collaborative approach to promoting health in schools with staff in training this week. Two officials from the Secretariat of the Pacific Community and World Health Organization are facilitating sessions with teachers and health staff that work in schools to identify ways to strengthen existing health promotions within the school. The health promoting school concept is a way of complementing what is taught formally and informally, but also ensuring that health knowledge is delivered in a holistic approach and put into practice.
Yeah, the nature of the program is such that it takes a whole of school approach, meaning it is going to be about the students, it will be about the teachers, about the parents, and everybody else who holds stake in the school needs to be involved in the program. So you're quite right, because the teachers actually need to become role models, and even parents at home. You know, the students are very good imitators. They look at things and they imitate that. So if they see things, normally it doesn't really work if we keep telling them, but they actually see it practiced. Probably this one sticks longer than just a verbal advice or instruction to them. So you're quite right. So the whole thing, the good thing about HPS is it is encompassing in the nature in which we would like it, practiced in schools. It will engage the teachers. The parents need to come on board, the school management and so forth. We talk about healthy diet. So we need to see this being practiced in the homes. We are talking about fizzy drink is probably unhealthy for the students. They need to be drinking coconut, so probably water, right, instead of the fizzy drinks that we have. The servings for fruits and vegetables instead of just predominantly, a heavy meat diet. All these things. So in physical activity, we need to have our students being physically active.
The lack of physical activity and poor nutrition are some of the findings from previous surveys, and studies with the schools indicate that there is a need for more to be done. According to the health, the sessions this week are a follow-up on discussions in 2007 for both departments to work together in addressing the health issues and needs for students. This week's training sessions will help build on the health-promoting schools approach.
The whole idea about this is actually having things that I've already alluded to earlier on. We need to practice the things that we teach our students. And that is probably the crux of the whole thing. So if we want healthy students, because every child, whatever curriculum is delivered inside the classroom, the students will capture that mentally. But the whole idea is whether it actually manifests and gets practiced, it's another one. It's another thing. So in order to have, to be successful in the promotion of HPS, it is the practice bit that we need to have. Unless we practice what we learn, like we say, we need to walk the talk. Otherwise, we're not going anywhere. We probably be understanding a lot of things, and we don't actually have the skill. We're not practicing the skills of the knowledge that we have.
Mr. Lewisi says that one of the main outcomes by the end of the week will be to identify whether there is a need for a memorandum of understanding between the two departments. Last Friday, Niue Fisheries received new uniforms officially handed over by the New Zealand High Commissioner, His Excellency Mark Blumsky. The new uniforms, sourced through New Zealand Fisheries as part of assistance through the Te Waka Moana arrangement, was funded by NZ Aid. However, the design can be accredited to Niue Fisheries. The Te Waka Moana arrangement is between the Cook Islands, Niue, New Zealand, Samoa, Tonga and Tokelau that focuses on cooperation in fisheries surveillance and law enforcement. The goal is to secure, protect and enhance associated long-term economic benefits able to be derived from fisheries and protect the important contribution fisheries make to the food securities of the communities. TVM countries have committed to 5 key work programs that include assisting each other with ongoing fisheries-related capacity development and the enhancement of sub-regional capability, as well as promoting the sharing of information between the participants in fisheries policies, fisheries management. Fisheries currently have 5 staff that are also involved from time to time in marine surveillance expeditions, at least once a year, depending on their availability. Fisheries Officer Lau Noangatawa says that the new uniforms will be beneficial as staff will be easily identifiable to the public, and the uniforms are to be worn when they do surveillance work, boarding and inspections within our EEZ, whether in port or at sea. A pilgrimage to the Holy Land is an emotional and greatest gift to one Christian believer who is leading a group from the island to experience places only named in the Bible but have been preached for many years during religious gatherings. Father Inga Mokole said he will join a team of Christians from all religions to visit some of the places he and many have only visualized in the Bible and religious teachings in Jerusalem. He said they will travel to places like that of the River Jordan, sail in the Sea of Galilee, travel in the footsteps of Jesus and visit Nazareth, Bethlehem, explore the Church of the Holy, visit sites of the last 5 stations of the cross and the Garden Tomb, among many other visits. Father Mokole became emotional when he spoke of the reason for the trip and that Niue being the last country to submit the Lord's Prayer in Niuean to be kept with many others from around the world in one of the holy sites. The site will not be available again for any other submissions to be included in the future. He said he is very proud and humbled that he and the group from Niue and New Zealand will travel to Jerusalem, especially as he has only prayed and preached many of the sites and customs of the Holy Land. Father Mokole said the group travel is still open to anyone interested in traveling, which will take place in May of 2014, and anyone interested can contact Father Inga Mokole in Hakupu. Alofi South Village hosted their annual fishing competition on Saturday with more rain than fish. 31 canoes registered for the competition, with 27 launching from different parts of the Alofi channels. Out of the 27, only 3 fishermen caught caught bottom fish, with Lapuni Tungiakona landing the heaviest bottom fish, a paeko at 3.8 kilos. He also recorded the heaviest total overall catch, followed by Harry Pita, and third to the youngest of the three, Siafi Williamu. For the pelagic catch, the heaviest of the day was 33.4 kilogram sailfish reeled in by Ethan Siatanga. Second heaviest Langalavini with 18.4 kilogram wahoo, the only one of the day. He also caught a tuna. Third placing went to Ricky Markani with 2 tunas, fourth to Poyo Kesene, fifth to Poi Kapanga, and sixth to Yoela Matungia. They all caught a tuna each. The reef, net and spearfishing competition had a short chance of catching fish as low tide appeared early morning. 29 registered for the reef, only 20 caught fish, each collecting a prize. However, only one net registered, but for the spearfishing, first placing went to Jared Heko with 12.6 kilos in total, Fisiola Heko, second with total of 4.58 kilos, and third to Colin Harding with 4.58 kilograms. The day ended with a barbecue and a reminder of the village show day this Saturday. Tomorrow, the boat fishing competition will start early morning at 5 o'clock. And to end our news bulletin for tonight, Niue's young team of weightlifters have raked in 11 medals at the Oceania Youth, Junior and Senior Championship in Brisbane, Australia. The lifters consisted of Motoria Tano Maliavea, Vitolia Tawasi, Jack Fletti, Rico Melikitama and Danny Nemani. After a week in New Zealand training, the team made their way to Brisbane to compete in the event from the 11th to the 14th of July. Motoria Tano snapped up 2 silver medals in the 75 kilo division, one for Oceania Youth and one for South Pacific Youth. Malia Vea managed to get 2 bronze medals in the 75 kilo plus super heavyweight, one for Oceania Youth and one for South Pacific Youth. Vitolia Chanel Tawasi managed to get 1 bronze for the 75 kilo plus super heavyweight South Pacific Juniors. Jack Fletti lifted Niue to get 2 golds and 1 bronze in the 77 kilo boys division, 1 gold for Oceania Youth, 1 for South Pacific Junior and 1 bronze for the South Pacific Junior. Rico Melikitama received a bronze medal in the 105 kilo boys division South Pacific Youth. Danny Nemani won 1 gold and 1 silver gold for Open Men South Pacific Champion, silver for Oceania Open Men. A very successful meet for Team Niue with 3 golds, 3 silvers, 5 bronze medals and a grand total of 11 medals for Niue. The team are grateful for the support from families and friends, but especially the coaching team, Spito Hetutu, Alan Puleosi, Danny Nemani and Mihi Nemani. Team officials that traveled with the team, Mihi Nemani, Samincha Tano, Sionesi Kaifoto, Alan Tano Puleosi and Waterboy Orlando Tano. The team is due to arrive this Friday. That's our news bulletin for tonight. Good evening.